Welcome back, everyone's the Bourbon Judge. We're diving into BTAC 2024. Yes, BTAC 2024, the collection is here, which is crazy. I can't believe, number one, we are already in the month of November. That's crazy, first and foremost. But hey, time flies, right? Time flies. Before we dive into everything BTAC related, let me go ahead and give a couple quick updates regarding the channel. So first and foremost, I literally just got back a couple days ago from down in Tennessee, hanging out with my patrons. We did a barrel pick with Jack Daniels. We did a single barrel proof rye, and it was straight fire. So that pick is in. Obviously, it'll probably come in early 2025. Can't wait for our community to have access to that barrel. We picked a hell of a barrel, literally. But in terms of other barrel picks that are coming in, so we have our 4-gate coming in, which is a double oaked. We have a Cedar Ridge barrel pick that's coming in very soon. Those have already been picked and coming in very soon. And then myself and several different patron groups were actually headed out next month in like middle of December, right before the holiday season. We are going out to the great state of Ohio, and we're doing 2 barrels with Middle West Spirits, as well as with High Bank Distillery. So a lot of cool stuff in our patron community. So if you're interested in becoming a patron, definitely go ahead and check me out over on Patreon. I will say, by the way, I'm sure you guys have probably heard of this from a lot of other whiskey tubers, with the increase in prices from our good friends over at Apple. If you are interested in becoming a patron, please go ahead and sign up on the actual desktop, not through the Apple Store, not through the app itself, through the actual desktop. So thanks again for the support in advance. All right, so 2024 BTAC is here. So I'm gonna go through all 5 bottles and just kind of give you my thoughts on the 5 bottles. Cool? And I'll give some facts about them, some information and so forth. All right. What I will say is, first and foremost, when you think about BTAC, we're all going to be out there hunting for BTAC. It is what it is, right? I mean, we all do it. There are some different, reasonable ways of getting BTAC bottles. You can typically get them at MSRP if you win them like in a lottery, think of Ohio, like the OHLQ lottery, or the Pennsylvania, any of the state ran liquor, kind of channels, if you will. You can get it at MSRP from those different aspects. Or channels rather. You can also get it at MSRP through really good store connections. So if you go through your store connection, you typically can get it at MSRP. But unfortunately, many liquor stores, as you can imagine, if you're not getting it through a state ran store or through an actual connection, they're probably going to mark the price up by 10 times, $500, $1,000. So I would say personally, there's no need to pay that much. Honestly, the whiskey is good, but I don't know if it's that good. Let's just be crystal clear. Next thing I'll say is there are a lot of craft distilleries out there producing fantastic whiskey. So, I love BTAC, trust me, like everyone else, but I'm not willing to spend $1,000, $2,000 on it. Either get a pour at a bar, or honestly, like I said, there are a lot of great craft distilleries out there that are producing some fantastic whiskey with some really good age statements, by the way, 7, 8, 9, even 10 years. So definitely check out the craft scene as well. I'm a big fan of craft distilleries. All right. So Judge, let's dive into the 5 bottles that consist of the BTAC release. Fair? All right. So first and foremost, across the board, MSRP for all 5 of these, MSRP is $150. Will we see them at MSRP? Maybe, maybe not. But as I said just earlier, more than likely, probably not. But MSRP is $150. So the first one, we have the infamous, the William LaRue Weller. Yes, William LaRue Weller. So for this year's release is aged a little bit over 12 years. The barrel entry for this one came in at exactly 114 proof, but it was actually bottled at cask strength, which is 125.8 proof. So William LaRue Weller, aged slightly over 12 years at 125.8 proof. That for me is that's a crowd favorite, not only for myself, but for many people. If I had to pick up the 5, that's definitely high on my list for sure. William LaRue Weller. All right, number 2, Eagle Rare 17. So Eagle Rare 17, so Eagle Rare, aged 17 years, coming in at exactly at 101 proof. I'm a big fan of the standard Eagle Rare. I'll be honest with you. For me personally, this is not one that I personally hunt. Sure, have previous releases been pretty good, but is it leaps and bounds better than the standard Eagle Rare bottle? Not that much, honestly. Not for me personally, at least. Don't get me wrong. If I found it at MSRP, would I buy it? Well, of course, right? But would I pay secondary prices for it? $1,000? That's a big red X. Not happening. But again, hey, if you find it for MSRP, definitely grab it. Don't hold back because the judge, trust me. All right. What is number 3? Number 3 is a crowd favorite. Woo! This might be one of the top of the line in terms of the crowd popularity in terms of the BTAC releases. Number 3 is what I'm drinking right here, George T Stag. So George T Stag, aged for this year's release, aged more than 15 years and 2 months and coming in at 136.1 proof. Yes, George T Stag, that's a lot of age and a lot of proof. Gotta love it. I actually, funny enough, I had about 3 ounces left in my last bottle of George T Stag. I hung out with my patrons, not at the Jack Daniels pick, but the one before that, over a short barrel. I brought the last 2 ounces with me so my patrons could sample it out. We had some, a little tasting that night. I let them sip and enjoy it, and I had about an ounce left, and here it is right here. So now my bottle is empty. Oh, hold on. There's a drop left. There's a drop. Now my bottle is fully empty of George T Stag. But hey, sharing is caring, right? That's what these bottles are for. Actually, to enjoy them. So this bad boy is now officially in the graveyard. But for me, George T Stag, of these 5, this maybe tied with William Lou Weller might be my favorite. So of the 5 different releases, between William Lou Weller and George T Stag, these are the 2 that I'm definitely hunting for. Hey, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know of all the different BTAC releases, which one are you hunting for? And last but not least, please make sure you all subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cheers. Woo! Oh, man. I'm going to miss you, George. I'm going to miss you. Hopefully I can find George this year. We shall see. All right. Number 4, we have Sazerac 18, our infamous and favorite rye whiskey. So Saz 18, however, this year, the Saz 18 is actually aged 18 years and 5 months. That's pretty hefty from an age statement. So for all 5 of the BTAC releases, Saz 18 is actually the highest age statement, aged 18 years and 5 months. Not bad at all. Maybe I'll hunt for that one. Nah, I'm gonna stick with George T Stag. All right, so what is number 5, Judge? Number 5 is our good friend Thomas H. Handy. This year coming in at 6 years old at 127.2 proof. So Thomas H. Handy, age 6 years, coming in at 127.2 proof. Love Thomas H. Handy. Great rye whiskey as a whole. This is one where I definitely do enjoy them, but of the 5, I'm not really hunting as much for Thomas H. Handy. I love Thomas H. Handy. I always get a pour at a bar, but it's not one that I typically hunt out. Again, if I found it for MSRP, would I grab it? Yeah, but it's not one that I'm definitely hunting for. For me personally, I'm going with William Lou Weller, and I'm going with George T Stag. Those are the 2 that I'm hunting for primarily. Hey friends, as we say in this courtroom, peace, cheers, most important. Salute. Take care. See you guys.